Bad Wolf here, and today's deck tech is our final March Madness deck tech. I'm so exhausted of doing these deck techs. I gotta play them better next time. Maybe we'll just have to do a user submission one. That would be fun. But it's all about the squirrels. This deck tech is gonna be awesome. This deck is just gonna be so much fun to play. The husband, it's actually his deck. He said something about not trusting me to build a squirrel deck. I don't know why he wouldn't trust me to build a squirrel deck at all. So this is his brew, and it's got squirrels in it, so it's gonna be awesome. I've got to find all my squirrel tokens so we can use them. It's gonna be great. Land base includes 8 forests. I also include 2 copies of Gaia's Cradle, because why not? If you're gonna have a ton of squirrels out, it's gonna be amazing. So much fun. He also includes 2 copies of Mossrot Bridge and 1 copy of Pendelhaven, because he had 1 copy of Pendelhaven and he really wanted to put it in for some weird reason. He's like, these are going to be so much fun possibilities to play with, so I'm going to let him play with it and we'll see how it works out. Otherwise, we're going to take it out and I'll make this deck better. Let's see about trusting me building a squirrel deck. He also includes 4 copies of Mutavault on my suggestion. I'm glad he followed my advice, because this card's amazing to be able to, you can, turn into a creature that's all creature types, which includes squirrels. And if everything's based on, how many squirrels you have and pump spells and, anyway, it's just really good in this deck. Like, it's really good in a pack rat deck. It's just awesome. Awesome. I also include, he has 4 copies of Swamp Yard, because then you can regenerate all your squirrels you'd ever need to, which is very amazing. Like, seriously. Because, yeah, just getting rid of all the squirrels is hard enough as it is, and then the fact that you can regenerate them. I've played against this card, and it sucks. It just sucks so much. That's why it's good in this deck. Creatures include 4 copies of Adaptive Automaton. This card just makes for insanely huge squirrels. It's amazing. Plus, it becomes, a squirrel too, so it just basically gets all the pumps that you have out for your squirrels. Awesome. He also includes 4 copies of Birds of Paradise for ramping, and if he's playing against flyers, he's got a flyer blocker he can chump when he has enough mana. Whatever. I don't know how I feel about this card in here. He also includes 2 copies of Deranged Hermit. Yeah, the echo cost sucks, but that Enter the Battlefield effect is awesome. Seriously, play down 5 mana for 4 squirrels. It's okay. It's decent, which is fun. And plus you can use them to block the next turn and you're good. And I suggested this card to him as well, and I'm glad he put it in there. 1 copy of Nylea, God of the Hunt. The one bad thing about having, a whole bunch of squirrels is if you can make them bigger, then your opponent can just chump block, and she prevents that by giving all other creatures trample. Sorry, just trampling squirrels of death are amazing. Spells in this deck include a whole bunch of Squirrel Token generators, 4 copy of Chatter the Squirrels, 4 copy of Druid's Call, and 4 copies of Squirrel Nest, because this deck's all about generating and creating Squirrel Tokens, and these guys do that. It also includes 4 copies of Earthcraft, so you can basically untap your land that you have Squirrel Nest attached to and create like a bajillion copies of squirrels, and it's gonna be awesome. He also includes a 1 of Nature's Will, just in case you're feeling like a big jerk, just play this out. And yeah, no big deal. You don't have to play blue to be a jerk player. You can play some green here too. He also includes 2 copies of Nature's Lore, more ramp, and the fact that it comes into play not tapped is pretty awesome too. And he has 3 copies of Parallel Lives, because more Squirrel Tokens. In fact, you get the double Squirrel Tokens, which is awesome. Multiply all the squirrels. And he has this 3 copies of Tangle in here for a fog effect / it's kind of like a surprise, because then no damage happens. They don't get to untap their creatures until their next, they can't untap them their next untap space. So if they attack and you throw this out here, then you have a free attack phase, which they can't block, and they still don't get to tap their next turn, so you don't have to worry about another attack step. So it's kind of ridiculous, and I can see why he put this in there, especially that untap kind of helps a lot. But I'm still not too positive about it, but I'll trust him on this one, I guess. I guess I can do that. Artifacts. He has 3 total. 2 of them are Eldrazi Monument because flying indestructible, giant squirrels being thrown at your face is awesome. I mean, who doesn't want to do that to their opponents? Like, pick up angry rabbit squirrels and just start hucking them across at the table. Yeah, it'll be great. Awesome. I mean, you do have to, it has that sack effect, but if you're creating squirrel tokens every turn, what you want to be doing, you're going to have plenty to sack to Eldrazi Monument to keep it. And also, at 5 mana, it's kind of costly, so basically, in my opinion, what you're hoping to do is play this down as a win con and not have to worry about the sack effect the next turn because your opponent is dead. Yes. The final artifact and final card in this creature, I'm super excited to play. It's in a couple of my other decks, and I suggested he put this in this deck because it's just awful and mean, and it's Bow of Nylea. Why? Because of Death Touch. Give all attacking creatures Death Touch. Just let me laugh about this for a second. Flying, indestructible, Death Touch, squirrels. Even if they're not flying indestructible, the fact that your opponent has a whole ton of stuff and they can't do anything to block your squirrels, because if they do, the creature, however large it is gonna die. This is why I like the Death Touch mechanic a lot. Seriously, a lot. Alright, so that's the squirrel deck. I'm really excited to be throwing squirrels across the table and hope none of them, I'm not on the other end and squirrels land in my face, because that would not be as much fun. But let me know what you think of this deck in the comments below, like this video, and subscribe for more.